Hi guys, I'm Kristen Nedopak and you're watching Science Fiction TV. The time has come! Game of Thrones is set to debut on HBO this Sunday. And in honor of this epic event, Our Lady of Geek, Amy Radcliffe, has pulled together a few tips on how to host a Game of Thrones dinner party. No, this one doesn't involve poisoning or beheading your friends. It's actually about food, people. Amy put together a list of delicious Westerosi treats you can whip up and stuff your face while you're watching the premiere, including the recipe for my personal favorite, lemon cakes. And when you're done and you've licked your fingers clean, well, you might need to wash them for this. Get out your iPhone and check out Amy's article on sci-fi and fantasy apps. In particular, there's one for Game of Thrones that's a virtual scorecard of the myriad of characters in the show. So in the case that you aren't familiar with them, you don't lose track. And if that wasn't enough, it has the maps of the lands as well. Now that's what I'm talking about. You'll find Thrones-themed party foods and iPhone fun on our website, ScienceFiction.com/TV. And on to the box office. Did you know that the multi-generational book series Dragon Riders of Pern is set to become a live-action feature? The 22-book series, with book one published way back in 1968, focuses on an elite band of warriors who ride on the backs of fire-breathing dragons to defend their home planet Pern from destruction. It's a huge tale, in case the 22 books didn't give that away. Our movie guru, Christine Donatello, gives you all the details and more. Another classic book that is also, well, maybe getting a movie treatment is Ray Bradbury's classic, The Martian Chronicles. Our editor, Dirk von Tilburg, reports that Paramount has optioned the rights to the series. The collection of stories that makes up The Martian Chronicles focuses on the conflict between Aboriginal Martians and the Earth colonists who are fleeing the radiation-ravaged planet. It was first published in 1951 and was at one point a miniseries on NBC in the 1980s. Given the technology that's out there for the special effects these days, in comparison to the 80s, of course, I think this show could be incredible. You can find Christine and Dirk's coverage along with more movie madness on our site, ScienceFiction.com/movies. Since we're on the topic of books, our resident scientist Nigel Seal gave us a hearty review of Engineering Infinity, a collection of sci-fi stories edited by Jonathan Strahan. Now, these stories are hard science fiction, so if you like your reading meaty with a solid dose of science and deep character probing, this one's for you. I said probing. The collection includes stories by some of the greats like Peter Watts and Charles Stross, along with Damien Broderick and Barbara Lamar. And Kathleen Ann Goonan has ushered the return of Buddhist sci-fi, you heard me right, in her story, Creatures with Wings. All in all, this is a great book to add to your collection. In fact, Rob is downloading it to Kindle as we speak. Hey buddy, can you wait till after we're finished working here?
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah. Anyway, you can read all those reviews on our site, ScienceFiction.com/book. And now let's talk comics. You know, we have added some serious heft to our comic coverage these days. Every week there's so much to cover and I'm loving it. Comic guru Brian Tudor starts us off with a review of the first book in the Marvel epic Fear Itself, titled The Serpent, written by Matt Fraction and art by Stuart Immonen. This series will be in 7 parts and arc over into every major Marvel Universe book, including X-Men. Brian tells us that the tone of the first book was like watching the news and reading a crazy Ray Bradbury-esque story about ancient gods coming to Earth, all at the same time. The climax of the book is a battle between Thor and his father Odin. And wait, yeah, I'm not going to spoil it for you. You got to check it out yourself. It's absolutely worth it. Amy picked up Dragon Age Volume 1, based on the video game, of course. This story is written by Aaron Johnson and Orson Scott Card. I am literally reading Ender's Game right now. Well, not right this second. Anyway, Amy notes that it's not necessary to have actually played the game to get the story, which, unfortunately, felt a little too familiar. So while the artwork, especially the backgrounds and colors, added depth to each panel, it just wasn't enough to excite anyone into following the series. It's a shame. You can find these reviews along with one of The Brightest Day number 23 from Brian and another of Love and Capes number 3 from Amy on the site sciencefiction.com/comics. All right, Rob, what's going on in Geekville these days?
I'll tell you, Kristen, we got 3 things to talk about in Geekville today. First, Mass Effect, one of the best games of all time. 250 awards, 100 perfect 10 scores from critics worldwide. It's set to become an anime feature film. BioWare and Funimation Entertainment have come together in an agreement to create an anime feature film adapted from this game. It's set to come out in summer 2012. 2. Hastings Entertainment, one of the video game superstores, inviting everybody to come by the store starting Monday night the 18th at 10 p.m. They're going to be doing a midnight release parties for the new Mortal Kombat. And finally, 3, it's all about you. Folks, Saturday, April 16th, our own Kristen Netapak has her birthday. Send her birthday wishes at @Netapak on Twitter.
Whew! Big week, isn't it always? Give it up to our geek crew, Brian, Nigel, Christine, and Amy, who bring us incredible content every week. And stay up to date with what's happening in the sci-fi world by following us on Twitter @ScienceFiction or liking us on Facebook. We've got more to come next week, including a review of the long-anticipated first episode of Game of Thrones. I'm Kristen Netapak for Science Fiction TV on ScienceFiction.com. Bye!